it will have two different machine codes for the same. Okay. Now for the immediate addressing mode, the immediate addressing mode will have slightly a different instruction template. Okay. So let us say we have an instruction move ah comma bx ah comma 4ch. Okay. Please remember that ah is a 8-bit register and 4ch is an 8-bit value that you want to move. Okay. So let us say that the ax value previously was 9844h. Okay. So now after the execution of this instruction, it will become 4c44h. Okay. What do you observe from here? Anybody? What do you observe from here? What do you observe from here? You actually observe that AL value has not changed, right? AL value has not changed. AL value remains the same, because the reason being that you are just moving some data into AH. Okay. So AL is untouched, and therefore its value, the contents of AL will remain the same. Okay. So you have 44, which is in AL here. Okay. So that will remain the same here also, right? Okay. Right. So what will be the template, or what will be the instruction template for immediate instruction or move immediate instruction? It will be 1011. This is the opcode. W is the bit which will tell whether a data, a word is moved, or a register, sorry, a word is moved or a byte is moved, and the reg field. Okay, the reg field will have 3 bits. Okay. So in this case, let us say if I have move cx 4d 4 ad 4c 4ch. Okay. So then it will be the following 1011. Okay. And you are moving a word here. So therefore W bit will be 1, and reg field. Okay. Now reg field for cx. Okay. Now reg field for cx is 001 here, which we have seen in this table. Okay. So it will be 001. So I have 001. So 1011, W bit is 1 and 001. Okay. Now again, the question that one student asked in the last class. Okay. How do you know whether 001 pertains to CX, or if you look at this particular thing, 001 can be either CX or CL or ECX. Okay. So because the W bit is 1, it is clear that it cannot be CL. Okay. If W bit is 1, it cannot be CL. It has to be either CX or ECX. Okay. Whether it is CX or ECX, that will depend on whether you have an address or register override byte or not. Now, what is a register override byte? So please hold on. We will look at that. Okay. Some important point that we have to note here. Okay. The whole instruction will be this one. Okay. 1011, 1001. Okay. So this is the W bit, and then this is the reg field, then followed by the immediate value that you are trying to move. As we have already seen in the last class or previous class, that previous classes, that 8086 is a little endian processor, and therefore AD4CH, okay, will be stored actually in the instruction as 4C ADH. Okay, so 4C, that is the lower byte, will come first, and then the higher byte, right? So this is the higher byte and this is the lower byte, right? Okay, let us say if you have move CX AD4CH. In that case, what will be the instruction? Okay, in that case, what will happen is you will move AD4CH into this CX register, and therefore, if it was previously was 9844H, it will become AD4CH. That means the whole register will change. Unlike the previous register, previous example where we have just changed the AH value, AH contents. Okay. Now, little endian versus big endian. So we have already seen, but let us have one more example here. Let us say that I want to store 5627H. Okay. So if it was a little endian, okay, if it was a little endian, it will look this way. Okay. And if it is a big endian, it will look this way. So what is happening in little endian is this is the address. Okay. And this is the data. Okay. At 0000H, that is the address, this location, I will be storing the lower byte, which is 27H. Okay. At 0001, which is the higher address, I will store the most significant byte, that is 56H. In the big endian, if you store the same data in a big endian processor, with the help of a big endian processor, it will store it this way. 0000H, it will store 56, that is the lower byte, it will store the 56. Okay. And in the higher byte, it will byte location, it will store the least significant byte. Okay. Now, if it was a 32-bit data, how will that be stored? Let us say I have a data A0495627H. Okay. So in the case of a little endian, it will store this way. That is, it will start with the least significant byte. It will start storing the least significant byte first. 0000H 27. At 1, it will be 56. At 2, it will be 49. And at 3, it will be A0. Right? Okay. And this will be for the big endian. Okay. If it was a big endian processor, it will store in this way. So 00, it will start with storing the most significant byte. The data is A0495627. This is the data that is to be stored. Okay. So in big endian processor, you will start storing from the most significant byte, that is here. Okay. So that's how it will be stored. Now, before we go to the direct addressing mode, any issues or doubts?
Sir, I didn't understand how come 49 is on higher. I mean, shouldn't it be in between the 27 and 56?
Sorry, the whole data is A04956H. Okay.
Okay, hold it. Hold it.
Yeah. A04956H. 56727H. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you re-explain the how the immediate addressing mode, how the data will be written after the instruction set?
You want to see the machine code?
Yes, sir.
So see, this is the opcode. Okay, in the immediate addressing mode, this is the opcode. Okay. Previously, what we were seeing, move will have an opcode 1000010. Now, for immediate addressing mode, the opcode will be different. Okay. For immediate mode, the opcode will be different. Immediate addressing mode, for the move instruction, the opcode will be 1001011, followed by a W bit and then a reg field. Okay. So W bit will tell whether you want to store a word or a byte. Okay. So in this case, if the instruction is move CX AD4CH, okay. So here I am writing a word or a byte. Am I storing a word or a byte? Writing a word or a byte into into CX. I'm writing a word, 16-bit data.
Sir, where is that B4 coming from?
B4 is actually coming from this one, 1011 1001. Okay. 1 second, please. I think it should be B9, right? 1011 is how much? This is 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. Okay. B1001. This should be B9. Okay. Not B4, B9. Okay. So this should be B9 4CH, 4CADH, right? That should be B9 4CH. Okay. Right. If it was for this move AH4CH, I think it was a mistake from here. If it was move AH4CH, then it will be B4 4C. Okay. For this, the machine code will be B4 4C. Okay, it is coming from here. Okay, so this will be for this particular instruction, it will be B9 4C ADH. Okay, all in hexadecimal, right? I think it's clear. Right.
Sir, excuse me.
Yeah.
Since we're using Little Indian, why do we need to write it in inverted order for CAD? Like, doesn't it automatically store it in inverted order?
No. See, the point is that this is the instruction that you have. Move CX AD4CH. Okay. Now, how will the processor understand whether which is the most significant byte or which is the least significant byte? The processor will not understand. The processor will understand only the machine code. The machine code, if you say, if you specify the machine code as B9 AD4CH, okay, it will think that, okay, this is the least significant byte and this is the most significant byte. Okay, as a result, what will happen is in CX, it will become 4CADH when it moves it. Getting it? It will interpret
Yes, sir.
the other way around.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Right. Okay, should we go ahead?
Sir, can you please repeat this last point again about that interpretation?
Right. If see, his question was, the student's question was that why should I actually be bother about the order? Okay, why should I put it as 4C ADH and not AD4CH? Anyways, it is a little Indian processor, so the processor will anyways understand it and it will put it in a right order. Okay, so the point is that if you put AD4 instead of 4C AD, if you put AD4CH, it will interpret AD as the least significant byte and 4C as the most significant byte. And when it actually executes this particular instruction, it will write CX as 4C ADH and not AD4CH. Okay, I'm sorry, here it is. Not AD4CH, it will put it as 4C ADH. It will interpret the other way around, right? So that's why ordering is very important.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, let's go ahead with the direct addressing mode. In direct addressing mode, what do you mean by why this name derives the direct addressing mode? Because directly the offset is mentioned. Okay, the offset is inside the data segment is mentioned directly inside the address, inside the instruction. Okay, so in this case, move AX 1234H in brackets. Okay, when I say it is in brackets, then it will become direct addressing mode. Had it been this way, move AX 1234H. If I mention this, then it will become immediate addressing mode. Okay, and therefore 1234H will be transferred into AX directly. It will just put AX is equal to 1234H. Okay, so because of this brackets, it will understand, oh, now this is an offset to a particular address location, and therefore 1234H should be combined with DS to form this. Suppose it was DS was 2000H, so that will become 2000 multiplied by 10, that will become 20,000 plus 2134H. Okay, let us say that 2134H has 34, 74 and 82. Okay, so this values will now go into AX. Again, this will be the least significant byte and this will be the most significant byte, right? And therefore AX will now become 8274H, right? It will become AX will become 8274H, right? Okay, so whenever you specify a particular address without any in a normal scenario, this will combine with the DS only. Okay, we will see at a later point of time how, if I want to change it to an extra segment, how will you do that? You will have to put an address or segment override. We will see it that later. Okay. So what will be the machine code for this? Okay. Again, the opcode 1000010. Okay. This will be the opcode. Okay. Now D and W. Okay. D and W. Now D will be 1 because it will be into a register. Okay. D will be 1 because it is into a register. Please go back to this. Okay. You see here 1 direction to a register. Okay. 0 from a register. Okay. So I have this. Okay. So I go to direction is to into a register, and because I'm moving a byte or a word. Anybody? What am I moving? Am moving a byte or a word?
Word.
Word. Why? How do I know whether I'm moving a byte or a word?
16-bit data.
It's a 16-bit data. I'm moving it into CX. AX. Okay. So it's a word. Okay. So bit will be 1. Word is being transferred. Okay. Now mod, reg, and R by M field. Okay. Okay. Now to do this, to check what is this, first of all, we put the reg field. Okay. Now reg field will correspond to the whenever D is equal to 1, the reg field will correspond to the destination. Reg field corresponds to the destination. Right? Okay. So your register destination is what? AX. Okay. Now again, register, now the register field should be AX. So I go back to this particular slide. Okay. So see here, AX is again 000. Okay. And again, whenever I specify W as 1, it will surely not be AL. Reg field 000, reg field if it is 000, and word bit W bit is 1, it will surely not be AL. It can be either AX or EAX. Okay. Now, how do you know whether it is EAX or AX? It depends on the processor that you are using. Okay. If you are using one second, let me go to that particular slide. Okay. Now, if we are using 8086, okay, if we are using 8086 or 80286, okay, so this will particularly mean that you are okay. So this will particularly mean that you are using 16-bit registers. Okay, in this only 16-bit registers are available. Okay, and in this case, okay, you are let us say we are operating in 16-bit mode of operation. Okay, in 16-bit of mode of operation, I am using AX register. Okay, if I use AX register in 16-bit mode of operation, okay, that means I am not doing any violation of in terms of the registers. Okay, because in 16-bit mode of operation, I expect the processor to use only 16-bit registers. Okay, 16-bit or 8-bit registers. Okay, so since you are using AX here and you are in a 16-bit mode of operation, okay, so you will not have, there will be no register override, right? There will be no register override. Okay, so now from the instruction, let me complete this particular thing and I will explain you further how reg field will be specific when you specify reg field as 000 and word bit as 1, how you will understand that the register, the destination register is AX only, not EAX. How will you do that? How will you understand that? Okay, let us come to that particular field. But as of now, for time being, please take it from me that 000 will be AX only. It will mean AX only. Okay. Now, what about the mod and R by M field? How do you understand or how do you get that? Okay. Again, let us go to the 16-bit address template. Okay. In 16-bit address template, you are currently using a direct addressing mode. In direct addressing, in the direct addressing mode, okay, you have to look for this particular entry. Okay, D16. Okay, why? Because the address is specified as a 16-bit data. That is, the offset is mentioned as a direct 16-bit data. Okay, so you have to look for this particular entry. So the mod field for this is 00 and R by M field is 110. Mod field is 000 and R by M field is 110. Okay, so 00110. So go back to that particular slide. Okay, 00110. Right? So I have put the mod field as 00 and R by M field as 110. So this will become what? This will be 1000 is 8, 1011, 8 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 1, 11. 11 is B. Okay. 0000. This will be 0 and then 0110. This will be 6. Okay. So 8B 06 and the direct data will be present as a little endian, that is 3412H. So 8B. So this is 8. This will be B. This will be 0. Okay. And this will be 6. Okay. 8B06 followed by the direct addressing addressing code. So lower byte address offset first and then higher byte address offset next. Okay, so the whole instruction will be 8B063412H. Okay, now let us come back to this particular question. How do you understand whether the 000, the reg field, and when W bit is 1, whether it will be AX or EAX? Okay, as I said, currently the information given to you is you are operating in 16-bit mode of operation and the processor that you are using is 8086. Let us say that. Okay, now if it is 8086, the answer is straight away. There is no EAX register in 8086. 8086 only has AX, BX, CX, DX. All these are 16-bit registers only. It doesn't have 32-bit registers. Now, let us say that I am using a 16-bit of mode of operation, and let us say that I am using 80486. Let us say that. Okay, I'm using 80486. I'm operating in 16-bit mode of operation. Okay, if you do not have a register override, there is no register override, or there is no violation in terms of the registers being used. Okay, then we will understand that in 16-bit of mode of operation, you will expect only 16-bit registers to be used. Okay, only 16-bit registers used. That is the expectation. Okay, if that is so, that is only if 16-bit registers are used, you will not have any register override prefix. Okay, had this instruction been move, EAX, okay, comma 00001234H. Okay, let us see if I have a similar example later. Okay, I have this particular example. Let us look at this particular thing. Okay, move EAX. Okay, move EAX 1234H brackets. That is in the direct addressing mode. Okay, let us have this particular thing. Okay, if I have this, okay, now as we have seen before, okay, this will be a 8B06H. Okay, in that case, now here let us see how it will be. Okay, now if I have this particular instruction, move EAX 1234H. Okay, now again 1000010. This will be your opcode 1000010. The direction bit is into a register, so this will be D bit. W bit is also 1 because you are moving a word 1234H into a register. Okay, so 1 for W bit is 1. Okay, mod, sorry, this will be your mod. First of all, it will be the 2 bits will be the mod field. Okay, then the register field, and this will be the R by M field. Okay, now how do you get now the register field? Okay, for EAX will be 000 as we have seen in that particular table. Now here what we are using is we are moving a 16-bit data into EAX. Okay, now EAX being a sorry, we are not moving 16-bit data. We are actually telling that pick up some data from a location whose offset is 1234H and move that data into EAX. The data that will be moved will be 32-bit data will be moved into 32-bit data will be moved into EAX. How do I know 32-bit data? Because EAX is a 16-bit, 32-bit register. Right? It will be a 32-bit register, and therefore it will pick up 32-bit data from an address location whose offset is 1234H, and it will be moved. Okay. So in this case, let us say that DS value is 2000H, and let us say and 1234H is the direct data that is specified. So DS, okay, multiplied by 10 will become 20,000H plus 1234H. Okay, that will become 21234H. So this will be the address location. So from this I will move 32-bit data. Okay, let us say 1221234H will have data 74. Okay, then followed by 82, A3 and 45. Okay, after this particular instruction is executed, EAX value will be 45, A3, A2, 82, 74H. Okay, so this will be the least significant byte, and this will be the most significant byte. Okay, so this will be the least significant byte, and this will be the most significant byte. Why? Because this is a little endian processor. Okay, now let us see how it will be converted into a machine code. Okay, so we go back to this particular, we have already determined the D bit, W bit, opcode and reg. Now we have to look at how we will determine the mod and R by M field. Okay, so again go back to the address template. Okay, so okay, so now for this particular thing, because now we are using EAX, which is a 32-bit register, and this is possible only in 80486 or 80386 32-bit version only. Okay, so we have to look at the this particular field. Okay, so direct address is specified. Okay, so you have to look at this particular location. 1 second, please. Okay, finding the slide is a big hassle here. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
is this in 16-bit mode of operation or 32-bit?
We are using a 16-bit mode of operation. We are still in the 16-bit mode of operation. Okay, so it will be 00 and the mod field will be 101. How do you get that? Okay, so here you are using a 16-bit 16-bit. Here you will be actually using the 32-bit address template. Okay, you will be actually using the 16-bit address mode. Okay, and you will use the data as 32-bit D32. Okay, because here you will specify this, you will be using the 32-bit address mode, and therefore you will mention it as D32. Okay, so had you used, or if you would have used this particular address template, that is 16-bit address template, then you would not have had this particular issue. So, but the point is that you are using a 80486 processor, okay, and you are mentioning the address, the direct addressing mode in this particular thing, and therefore you will be using this D32. Okay, 1 second, please. I think I am making a mistake here. Right. Okay, there are two ways. So since we are using a 16-bit operation mode, and if we use the D16, okay, that is, this is if you are using, this is called as a 16-bit address mode. Okay, so if you use 16-bit address mode, then you are mentioning the address as D16. Okay, so then what the mod and RBIM field will be 00110. Okay, so I think there should be a correction here. So 00110. So this should be 110. Okay, so this should be 110. Okay, so in that case, your data will be 8B06. Okay, and 3412. However, you will have an override of 66. Why? Because you are in 16-bit mode, 16-bit operation mode. You are in 16-bit operation mode, but you are using an EAX, which is a 32-bit register, and therefore you will have a register override. You will have a register override. Why? Register override will specify that actually, though you are expected to use only 16-bit registers in the 16-bit operation mode, okay, since you are using a 32-bit register here, which is contrary to your expectation, that is the reason you will have a register override. Okay, so now please understand here, you have a register override 66, and you are using register override, which is yes. W bit is equal to 1, yes. Okay, therefore now reg field will be interpreted as EAX when you specify it as 000. Okay, if I take a different ink and tell you, okay, if register override, let us say that register override, if it all is no. Okay, this is for if register override is no, okay, and this is yes. That means W bit is 1. If reg field is 000, it will be interpreted as AX. Right? So it is all about this particular information which will tell how register field will be interpreted. If register field is 000, okay, there can be three possibilities. One is it can be either AL, if I'm not, if I remember correctly. Okay, yeah, it will be AL. Okay, it can be either AL or AX or EAX. Okay, if it is if the register field is 0, if W bit was 0, then that thing was very clear. Okay, if register field is 00, let us take a different ink and tell you if register field it doesn't matter. Okay, if W bit is 0, W is equal to 1 is 0. Okay, and register field is 000, then it is directly understood that it is AL. But if W bit is 1, okay, then we have to look at the register override field. If register override is present, then it will be EAX in this particular case. And register override, if it is no and W bit is 1, then this will be interpreted as AX. Okay, this will all be true only when in this particular case where it is 16-bit mode of operation. Okay, when it is given that it is a 16-bit mode of operation. Okay, now let us take the case when I'm using a 32-bit mode of operation. What happens then? What happens if I use a 32-bit mode of operation? Let me take a new slide for the same.
Hello.
Yeah, 1 second, please. If I'm using a 32-bit mode of operation, okay, then what will happen in that particular case? Move EAX 1234H. Move EAX 1234H. Right? So in this case, let us see what will be the machine code for this particular thing. 10010. This will be the opcode. Okay. The direction bit will be 1 because I am moving data into a register. W bit will be 1 because I am moving a 32-bit data into EAX. Okay. Mod field, reg field, and R by M field. Okay. Now reg field again will be 000 only. Okay. The mod field will again be same because you will be using a 16-bit data to actually mention this particular thing. So you will be using a 00 and 110. Okay, 110. Okay, so this will be the thing. Okay, so this is what? Again, same thing. 8B05, 8B. This will be B. This will be 0. And then this will be 6. 8B06, sorry. 8B06. Okay. 3412. Okay. However, okay, in 32-bit mode of operation, you expect the processor to use 32-bit registers. You are using 32-bit register. So there will not be no register override. There will be no register override. Okay. Because in 32-bit mode of operation, you expect 32-bit registers to be used and you are using 32-bit register and therefore there will be no register override. However, the addressing template or addressing mode that you have used is a 16-bit addressing mode. Why? Because you have picked up your D16 from here. Okay, you have picked up D16 from here, not D32. Okay, so therefore in this case, you will have a address override. This is called as an address override because you are using a 32-bit register or 16-bit register for a 16-bit addressing mode instead of a 32-bit addressing mode. Okay. Yeah, there was a query.
So I have the same doubt that when are we going to use D32 or D16? How do we choose upon that?
It will mention, it will be dependent on your instruction that you have. Okay, if you have a 16-bit offset or a 32-bit offset, it depends on that particular thing.
Okay, sir.
So can you please explain the significance of 67 again?
67 again. So what I said was here, in this case, what will happen here is you will actually use a address override here. Okay, why you will have an address override is because if you are using a 16-bit of addressing mode, in this case we have used this particular thing. Okay, 00110. This is actually a 16-bit addressing mode. Okay, now 16-bit addressing mode is used for a 32-bit operation. Inside a 32-bit operation, you are using, one second please. Inside the 32-bit operation mode, you are using a 16-bit addressing mode. Okay, in 32-bit operation mode, you are expected to use only 32-bit addressing modes. In 32-bit operation mode, you are expected to use only 32-bit addressing schemes. Okay, that means you are expected to use this particular template only. Okay, but since you are using this particular template, therefore you will actually have an address override that is mentioned as 67H in this case. Okay, address override is 67H.
Sir, why did we use the 16-bit addressing mode?
We have here mentioned it as 1234H, not a 32-bit address. So that is the reason.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Right? Okay. But there is one, I would mention one thing, one caution here, or you can say one disclaimer. I would say that, see, this is something which I have to little bit check up here, because one possibility is that whenever you mention move EAX 1234H, okay, one possibility is that this 1234H can get zero padded. That means it can be extended to 32-bit. 32-bit. That means the processor will understand it as 001234H. It will interpret as this. In that case, it will use a D32. It will understand, even though you mention 1234H, it will understand it as this 00001234H. Okay. In that case, it will use the D32, which is a 32-bit mode. Okay, addressing mode. If that is the case, then there will not be any override. But I will clarify about this in the next class. Okay. But generally, the concept is that address override will be basically used whenever you are violating the addressing mode. Okay. Violation of addressing mode means, as I've shown it in the last class. Okay. That is inside the 32-bit mode. Okay, inside the 32-bit mode, if you are using a 16-bit address mode, inside the 32-bit mode, you are using a 32-bit address, 16-bit addressing mode, then you'll have 67H. It can be the vice versa also. Inside 16-bit mode, if you use a 32-bit address mode, okay, then you will have 67H as the address violation, right? And you will have a register violation when inside a 16-bit mode, if you use 32-bit registers, or inside 32-bit mode, if you use 16-bit registers, then you will have a violation. Okay. And another thing is, if you use 8-bit registers, okay, if you use 8-bit registers to do a transfer, that is, let us say that you are using, say, something like move AL 1234H. Okay. When 8-bit registers are used, there is no register violation. No register violation in any mode. Okay. In any mode. Okay. That means if I use this move AL 1234H in either 16-bit mode or 32-bit mode, there is no violation. Why? Because in 16-bit mode or 32-bit mode, in 16-bit mode, okay, the registers which are expected are 8-bit or 16-bit mode and expected registers. Okay, in 32-bit mode, the expected registers are 8-bit or 32-bit. Okay, in 32-bit mode, you either expect 8-bit registers to be used or 32-bit registers to be used. Okay, since in this case move AL 1234H brackets, so since you are using actually 8-bit registers, therefore there will not be any violation. Right? I think we have to end it here because it's 10:54 already. So we will continue with this thing. Okay, and I will clarify about this particular thing, whether this will zero extend it or not. We will take the same example here. Okay, and I will clarify about this particular thing.
So
Right.
once again, when does the address override happens? On register mode violation or something, or?
I'll come to that particular slide. Okay, address override, address violation happens when inside a 16-bit mode, when in 16-bit of mode of operation, real mode, which is called as real mode, I'm using a 32-bit addressing mode. Okay, what do you mean by using a 32-bit addressing mode? Basically, I'm using this particular template. Okay, which all has EAX plus D32, ECX plus D32, and all these things, some things like this. If you're using this particular template, okay, which is called as a 32-bit addressing mode template, for 16-bit mode of operation, there is an address override. Or inside a 32-bit mode, if you use a 16-bit address mode, that is this particular template, that is SI plus D16 or SI plus D8 or SI or all these things. Basically, if you use this particular template to specify your operand address, then you are using a 16-bit address mode, which is not expected in 32-bit mode of operation, and therefore there is a violation 67. Therefore, you specify that as 67H. Right? And inside this registers, I think this is clarified. In 16-bit mode, if you use 32-bit registers, it will be a violation. In 32-bit mode of operation, if you use 16-bit registers, that is a violation. And that will be specified using 636H. Right?
Sir?
Right. Yeah.
So suppose if we are using a 32-bit operation processor and we are storing something in a 16-bit register, as well as we are specifying the address using 16 bits, then what will be the override in that case?
Both will be there. 66 and 67, both will be there.
Okay, sir.
Sir?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So who decides which instruction template will be used?
The instruction will tell that.
So like in the previous example, we were given 32-bit mode of operation.
Sorry.
So suppose in the